The border region between the Empire and humanity was usually quiet. Small cargo ships moved in and out, carrying trade goods, fuel, and food. But on this day, something felt different. The sky above the barren red planet of Astron was heavy. As if holding its breath, a single human scout ship moved slowly along the borderline. Its pilot, Captain Ryland Ward, watched the sensors with calm eyes. He was alone, but he did not feel worried. The mission was simple. Deliver a peaceful message to the Empire and check if their ships were moving closer to human space. Ryland pressed the come button and spoke in a steady voice. "This is Captain Ryland from the United Earth Fleet. I come in peace. I request simple communication." There was silence for a long moment, then a cold voice answered, "Human vessel, you are trespassing. Leave at once." Ryland blinked. He was not in their territory. His ship's map clearly showed he was still inside human space, only near the border. "Empire ship," he replied politely. "I am in human-controlled space. I am not crossing into your area. I only want to talk." This time, several voices whispered in the background on the Empire channel. Ryland could not hear the words, but the tone was sharp, aggressive. Then the voice returned harder than before. "You humans never learn. You think your words matter, but in the Empire's eyes, you are insects." Ryland felt a chill in his chest. He tried again to keep the peace. "We do not want conflict. We only want to understand," before he could finish. The Empire's warship fired. A bright beam of blue light shot through space and slammed directly into Ryland's ship. The entire scout craft shook violently. Alarms rang. Sparks burst from the ceiling. Ryland fell out of his chair and hit the floor, gasping. His screens turned red. Direct hit. Shields at 10%. Hull damage critical. He pulled himself back up and forced the ship into emergency movement. The Empire ship fired again, missing by only a few meters. Ryland shouted into his recorder, speaking quickly as the ship spun through space. "Empire has fired on a peaceful vessel, no warning. This is an unprovoked attack. Repeating, this is an unprovoked attack." Another blast shook the ship. His engines flickered. Ryland hit the emergency beacon. A long-range message shot toward Earth and toward every human listening post in the region. He knew they would hear it. He knew the truth would spread. But he also knew he might not survive long enough to see it. The Empire ship came closer, weapons glowing. A cruel voice echoed through the com. "This is your last moment, human. Any final words?" Ryland looked at his cracked screen. His hands shook, but his voice stayed calm. "Yes," he whispered. "You should not have done this." He fired his last burst of engine power and sent the ship diving into a thick field of drifting asteroid dust. The Empire fired again, but the beams scattered off the rock fragments. Ryland's damaged ship spun, lost control, and dropped toward the nearby planet's thin atmosphere. Flames wrapped around the hull. The ship groaned like a wounded animal. Ryland kept the recorder running. They attacked first. Repeating. They attacked first. His scout ship crashed hard onto the sandy surface of Asteron. The ground exploded with dust. Metal tore apart. But somehow, Ryland survived. He crawled out of the broken cockpit, coughing, bleeding, but still breathing above him. The Empire ship circled once, then turned away. They did not even bother to confirm the kill. In their minds, humans were too weak to matter. Ryland lay on the sand and stared at the sky. "You fools," he whispered. "You just made a mistake the whole galaxy will hear." Far away on Earth, the emergency beacon reached the command centers. Commanders listened in silence as Ryland's message repeated again and again. The attack was clear. The evidence was undeniable. In the deepest parts of Earth's military bases, giant metal doors opened with a loud, thunderous echo. Mounted cannons awakened from sleep. Massive engines hummed. Dark hangars lit up for the first time in years. The human First Fleet, silent for decades, now prepared to launch. Humanity did not attack first. Humanity never attacked first, but when pushed, Humanity responded with a force no enemy could imagine. Across the galaxy, several alien nations intercepted the same signal. They listened to Ryland's recording. They heard the Empire's cruelty. They heard the shots. They heard the truth. Many aliens gasped. Many whispered. Many trembled, because they all knew one thing. If the Empire had truly struck first, then war was coming. And not just any war, but a human war. Back on Astron, night approached. Ryland sat beside the wreckage, using a broken radio to send short signals. He did not know if anyone would find him in time, but he knew his message had reached Earth. He felt no fear now, only a strange, calm certainty. "They will come for me," he murmured. "And when they come, the Empire will regret everything." Above him, a distant rumble echoed through the sky. Not thunder. Engines. Human engines. Human ships. Human wrath. The Empire had ignored the warning now. They would face the answer. Asterisk, the message from Captain Ryland spread across human space like a lightning strike. Every commander, every officer, every soldier saw the recording. They heard the Empire's arrogant voice. They saw the unprovoked attack. They saw Ryland's damaged ship spinning through fire, dust. There was no debate, there was no confusion. There was only one truth. Humanity had been attacked first, inside Earth's largest military base. Dozens of giant screens lit up. Commanders stood in silence as Ryland's final words echoed again. "You should not have done this." Admiral Vera Roland, one of the most respected leaders in the fleet, placed her hands behind her back. She spoke in a calm voice, but everyone felt the steel inside her tone. "Prepare the fleet." No hesitation. Around her, officers rushed to their stations. Alarms sounded. Lights flashed. Engines that had been silent for decades roared awake. Massive starships lifted from underground hangars, rising into the sky like sleeping titans now. Shaking off dust, humanity had been peaceful for years. But peace was not weakness. Peace was patience. The Empire had mistaken patience for fear. Now, they would see the difference. The Empire moves. First, and fearless at the same time, across the galaxy. The Empire gathered its own forces. Their commanders laughed inside their war room. "Humans will kneel after one strike," one general declared. Another smirked. "Their ships are outdated. Their numbers are small. Their technology is simple." They all agreed on one thing. Humans could not win. So the Empire sent 300 warships to the border, planning to finish what they started. Their ships formed a giant wall of metal, its engines glowing with blue fire. From the outside it looked powerful, but inside those ships fear began to grow. Not because of what they saw, but because of what they did not see. Where are their fleets? An Empire navigator asked. No answer. Where are the human defenders? Another pilot whispered. Still no answer. Space felt too quiet, too calm. Then without warning, the calm broke. Humanity frayed, the stars stretched, blurred, and then cracked open as dozens of human battleships jumped into the battlefield all at once. The sudden appearance shook the space around them, like the sky itself was bending under their power. The Empire fleet froze. Their screens showed something impossible, human ships moving with speed and precision far beyond anything recorded in recent years. The leading human ship, HSS Deliverance, shined brighter than the others. Its hull carried new armor plates, new weapons, and a new engine system unknown to the Empire. Admiral Vera's voice broke the silence in every human ship. Engage. The first human shot fired, not a beam, not a missile, but a railgun round, so powerful that the shockwave cracked through empty space like thunder. The projectile traveled faster than the Empire sensors could track. It hit an Empire cruiser. The cruiser exploded instantly. The Empire fleet panicked. How is that possible? One commander screamed. A younger officer looked at the readings with wide eyes. Their weapons. They are upgraded. Stronger. much stronger. Asterisk, but he was wrong, not stronger. Terrifying. The battle Becky and this human ships moved like dancers, shifting and weaving through enemy fire. Their new engines allowed sharp turns and rapid bursts of speed. Every Empire bolt missed its target by meters, while every human shot hit perfectly. Human railguns tore enemy shields apart. Human plasma lances melted through armor. Human drones swarmed enemy ships, cutting engines and weapons with precise attacks. Admiral Vera remained calm. Target the lead ships. Leave none active. Asterisk, she watched her fleet move in perfect formation. Years of silent preparation were paying off. Humanity had upgraded everything in secret, waiting for the moment they might need it. The Empire had never asked why Earth was quiet. They assumed humans were scared, but Earth had been building, improving, preparing now. The galaxy would see what humans had been preparing for. Rylan returns to the FLET, far away, on the surface of Astron. Captain Rylan looked up at the sky. He saw bright flashes of light. The battle had begun. Human reinforcements landed near him and rushed to his side. You survived. Rylan smiled, weak but steady. Humans are hard to kill. They carried him onto a transport shuttle and lifted him into orbit. When he entered the command deck of HSS Deliverance, the crew stood and saluted. Admiral Vera stepped toward him. You gave us the truth, she said. Your message awakened every ship, every pilot, every captain. You have my respect. Rylan nodded. And the Empire will have our answer. She pointed toward the giant screen showing the burning battlefield. They already do. Rylan looked at the light of exploding Empire ships. He felt no joy, no anger, only the weight of responsibility. They started this, he whispered. We finish it. The Empire Biara Kisaz. The battle continued. The Empire fleet fell apart. Their formations collapsed. Their shields failed. Their commanders panicked. Some tried to flee, others tried to surrender. But the human fleet remained unstoppable. Then, the most feared message in the Empire's history echoed through their entire communication system. All ships retreat. Empire ships turned and tried to escape, but the humans caught them fast, efficient, cold. Empire had expected weak resistance. They found something else. They found out why humans were. Feared hundreds of years ago, they found out why ancient alien texts warned, do not provoke humanity. End of Part 2, SUSP and SEV. Empire's High Emperor himself finally shouted from his throne, stop the fighting. Retreat at once. Humanity is too powerful. But it was already too late. Humanity had awakened. The Empire had made the worst mistake in history, and the galaxy had only seen the beginning. Asterisk. The Empire's retreat order echoed across every ship like a scream in an empty hall. Commanders who once acted proud now trembled. Officers who mocked humans now shook with fear. Every pilot in the Empire fleet understood one thing. If they stayed, they would die. The human fleet was not just stronger, it was faster, or sharper, and more coordinated than anything they had ever imagined. The Empire had spent years believing humans were silent because they were weak. Now they learned the truth. Humans were silent because they were. Preparing the Empire's mistake was waking them. Fleet on the RUN Empire ships fired emergency engines and blasted away from the battlefield. Their formations broke completely. Warships collided with each other while trying to escape. Captains shouted over comms, pushing their crews to run faster, fly harder, survive somehow, retreat. Retreat! Retreat! The same order repeated again and again. The Empire had never used this command before. Not in hundreds of years. Their entire military history was built on pride. And now their pride was gone, shattered by the very species they underestimated the most. Behind them, the human fleet moved forward like a single unstoppable wave of steel and fire. Human destroyers chased. Down the closest enemy ships, human cruisers intercepted retreating. Empire wings, human drones flew like lightning. Disabling engines with perfect aim? Every empire. Ship that tried to flee found a human ship waiting behind it. Admiral Vera watched calmly from the deck of the HSS Deliverance, her eyes sharp and steady. Keep formation, she ordered. Do not lose control. If they surrender, we accept. If they fire again, we finish them. No emotion. Only discipline. That alone terrified the Empire more than anything. Humans were not fighting out of rage. Humans were fighting with purpose, Rylan. Stands before the E&M White Captain. Rylan had been given medical treatment, but he refused to rest. His injuries still hurt, but his mind stayed focused. When the Empire's main flagship, the Scourge of Stars, broke away from the fleeing fleet, the humans intercepted it within seconds. The flagship was huge, like a floating mountain of metal and spikes. But even it looked small compared to the human battleships surrounding it. Rylan joined Admiral Vera on the command deck. She turned to him. This is the ship that first attacked you. Rylan stared at the giant vessel on the screen. The memory of the Empire's voice echoed in his ears. You humans never learn. You are insects. Open a channel, Rylan said quietly. The COM screen flashed and the Empire's admiral appeared. His face was pale. Sweat ran down his temples. His voice shook. Human fleet. We request safe passage. We did not intend to start a war. Rylan raised an eyebrow. You attacked first. The admiral swallowed hard. It was a misunderstanding. Your captain insulted us, Rylan continued. He fired without warning. The admiral looked away. He acted alone. Admiral Vera spoke for the first time. That is not the recording we have. The admiral's face turned red, then white, then empty. He knew he was trapped. Every lie, every excuse, every arrogant thought. They all collapsed under the weight of truth. The galaxy was watching. The Empire tried one last desperate attempt. We offer peace. Rylan leaned closer to the screen. His voice was calm, almost cold. Peace comes with honesty. Say the truth, Admiral. The Admiral hesitated. Rylan's voice grew sharper. Say the truth. The Admiral finally broke. We attacked first. He shouted. We fired without warning. We believed humans were weak. Silence fell across the entire command, decked across space, across every ship, across the entire galaxy. The Empire had admitted their crime, on record for everyone. Rylan nodded slowly. Thank you. Now there can be peace. The Empire SCAPS, the humans, disabled the flagship's weapons, but allowed the Empire ships to retreat. It was not mercy. It was a message. Humanity did not fight to destroy. Humanity fought to defend. Humanity fought to protect. The Empire's remaining ships turned around and fled, disappearing into the far corners of the galaxy. They had never known fear before this day. Now fear lived in their bones. They would remember the sight of human battleships glowing like suns. They would remember the sound of railguns tearing through space. They would remember how their proud fleet broke in minutes. The Empire would never forget, and they would never attack again. The galaxy. Ross across the galaxy. Alien nations watched every moment through open broadcasts. Their leaders whispered, humans are back. They've grown stronger. They can end an empire. Some races cheered for humanity. Some grew frightened. Some began rewriting their treaties. Hoping to stay on Earth's good side, no one made jokes about humans anymore. No one called them weak. No one spoke with arrogance. The galaxy now understood the reality. When humanity rises, no power can stand in their way. The promise that ends the WAR